Hi, it's Dr. Natasha Welch, nurse practitioner with Abraza Skin Studio, Abraza Skin Institute, and Abraza Skin Care. And it is Motivational Mondays again. I've been away for a while doing this due to COVID and etc., etc. But here it goes. So today's topic, 3 things I want you to consider prior to opening your practice. Now, for me, if you don't know, I own medical spas. And this August, we made our 5th year anniversary. We have a location in Atlanta, in the Buckhead area, and we have another location in downtown Silver Spring, just on Georgia Avenue, just north of the DC line. So here it goes. And Abraza Skin Institute, we teach classes every other month at each alternating location, by the way. And of course, medical grade skincare products now available wholesale for spa owners, as well as, of course, you can always shop online with www.abrazaskincare.com. Now, let's get into it. Now, it's a long list of things I want you to consider. However, I had to narrow it down. So I'm going to give you 3 things that I really want you to consider. I mean, you may have pondered on it, but I think these things are like make or break. First, you have to know your market. Now, when I say market, location, remember that? We have to make sure that we're going to put this practice in a market that needs it, of course, right? Because you got to remember, like for me per se, I started here in Atlanta, and I know most people don't like driving more than 10 miles, or it is a total inconvenience because of traffic. Now, if I would have opened my spa in a neighborhood that was primarily 65 and older, that wouldn't have been smart. Because when I look at analytics on our Instagram or Facebook pages, I see that most people ages 25 to 54 are interested in med spa, especially in the Google search engine. So you want to position yourself in a neighborhood with a population that wants what you are going to offer. So location is important. And for me, for instance, in Silver Spring, we're not saturated with medical spas in our neighborhood. So it was an easy sell. I mean, that office blew up fast. Now, Atlanta, there was more of a challenge. I am in med spa Mecca in the Buckhead area. So what am I doing different? And that's what you have to ask yourself. Are you going to offer something that's different? I mean, I did. Now, there are a lot of esthetician-owned spas, but we're talking medical spas. I treat a medical diagnosis for skin ailments. And what sticks me out amongst a lot of the other spas in my area, this is 5 years ago now, is that most of them did not speak specifically to skin of color. And Atlanta, of course, is a very colorful city. So how are we not addressing the needs of people of dark complexions? When you Google Black dermatologists in Atlanta, there's less than a handful. This is 5 years ago when I started. So therefore, I saw a need within this zip code area. Get it? So know your market and what's going to make you exceptional if it's a saturated market. Number 2, capital. Money. Remember that? We can't do anything without money. Let's be realistic, okay? Now, some of us are fortunate and we have inheritances from our wealthy grandmas or, like I say, our rich Uncle Bob. Well, hi, I'm Natasha. I didn't have capital. And banks would not loan me money, even though I had great credit, because they look at the entrepreneur as a big-time risk taker, unless you're a physician for some reason. Someone needs to examine that. But nonetheless, I had to make sure that I had enough cushion, right? So you can't come into this just super broke. It's going to be super hard and most likely will be a fail. So you have to make sure you set the right budget to do this. With that comes the business plan. Remember that? Hey, it is very imperative. I'm telling you now, you want to do the business plan. You need to map out each expenditure. And I'm going to drop a gem on you. Expenditure is not just rent. Okay, it's not just furniture. Expenditure is going to include your malpractice insurance, payroll tax for your staff. Remember that? A payroll provider. Remember that. An accountant, right? A marketing team, a marketing budget. Hey, Coca-Cola still runs commercials, and so does Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. So what makes you think you don't need a marketing budget? So get that business plan going. 3, profit. We have to make sure we're going to make money. Okay? So this is like so important. I mean, you may have a wonderful idea. Maybe you thought that, I don't know, some type of service that may cost the client $80 is going to be a win. Like, I want to just bring everyone the $70 facial. Well, let's think about it. If my sheets for the bed have to come off, and that might cost $4 to launder it, and then I got to consider how much does my mask cost? How much are 2 pairs of gloves going to cost me? How much are all these consumables needed for this $75 facial going to cost me? Hey, let's go low end. Let's just say it costs $10. It's probably going to cost more. But let's just say it costs $10 to $15. Well, that takes us down to a $60 profit. Remember the light bill, the rent, and all those other things I mentioned? So now you made $60 on a new client that been in your spa maybe 1.5 hours. You do the math. You know what you make an hour. I know what I made an hour as a nurse practitioner in the hospital. And for me, the math just isn't mathing on that. So make sure that you're offering services that are beneficial, yes, but you have to be realistic on your price point in terms of what you're going to offer, because profit is what's going to pay the bills. And profit is what's going to grow your practice and make you financially successful. So very important. You have to know how much it's going to cost to do these procedures. If it's going to entail machinery, how much is that machine debt is going to cost to the business every month? Don't think about all that write-off stuff. You have to pay bills today. And if you're going to get a return, ROI, return on your investment after you pay for the consumables and probably the bill on that high-end machine. Those are 3 things I'm going to leave you with. Thanks for listening. Motivational Monday is back. Yes. And if you love this video and enjoyed the information, please like it, follow, and of course, don't be stingy. Share it with a friend. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube at Abraza Skincare, Abraza Skincare on Pinterest, Abraza Skincare on TikTok. And if you want to follow us on IG and Facebook, 3 pages, Abraza Skincare, Abraza Skin Studio, and for class information, Abraza Skin Institute. That's a mouthful, right? And I am the Dr. Natasha. Bye, everybody.